Something I find difficult about following Christ is just that there's so much to it that we can never understand at all. And I think there's just so many questions that we're continually searching for, which makes it difficult, but this is also really exciting and encouraging as there's so much to learn, and it kind of keeps us active in our faith. Belonging to the church is really important for our spiritual growth, just because it provides a sense of community, and through our peers within the church we can receive support and encouragement in times of need, but also in times of celebration. Also, belonging to the church allows us to participate in the Lord's Supper, which is really important just to keep our souls nourished and remembering Christ on a regular basis. Something I really enjoy about Blessings is the sense of welcoming that the community really provides. Whether you're a first-time visitor or visiting on a regular basis, or even a member, everyone who walks through the doors of the church is always welcomed and cared for and kind of made feel special. And you can't really help but leave the service feeling full of joy and energy, and it just makes you want to come back.
The good news is the gospel of Jesus is to live by, way to live by. So he died for my sins. Nobody else can do that except to him. It is a blessing to be in Blessed Church. I found Christians finally. The other churches I couldn't see Christ, I couldn't, so that's why I kept coming back and became a member. So.
Well, I think that because we are taught to follow Christ in how we act and how we live, but because He's so perfect and we are so sinful that we are unable to act like Him and be like Him, so often it's difficult and we get discouraged, but we also know that God forgives us and He knows that it is impossible for us. Well, I think our spiritual growth is encouraged and sometimes even challenged. If we see other people encouraging us, we also feel the need to serve others and to help others and to live together and to love each other. I enjoy the passion, I guess, that people have to serve and to, especially for the city. I find that really cool, and yeah, I enjoy that.
I think that the good news in the story of Jesus is that Christ died for us, and now that means we no longer have to pay for all the sins that we have done. Jesus did it for us. Yeah, just when you're with the church and like a community, and you know that if like you're struggling or something, you can have people to back you up, and you know they're praying for you. So just with that, like you feel like you can kind of persevere through all your problems, like in real life and spiritually. I like that anyone who comes, like no matter who you are, you can just see people are willing to like try to talk to them and like just listen and just see who they are and, you know, welcome them.
Good news is that when He came to earth, He went through suffering, so He knows how we feel when we're suffering. So it's comforting to pray to Him about what we're suffering with. And He took our place on the cross, and He will come back. We don't understand all the time what His plan is, and we receive a lot of doubt and ignorance from the world. A community of church members works together to show the world God's love, and the members are there, need to be there for each other for financial needs, emotional needs, and spiritual needs.
The good news is that God, He loved us enough to, bring us His only Son to earth to live a perfect life, to show us how to live. And basically, He lived the perfect life, and the death that we were supposed to have, He suffered that on the cross so that we one day could be going to heaven and we would be forgiven of our sins. So I think that's amazing news. It's not just good news, it's great to think, it's humbling to know that God loved us enough to bring His Son so that we could have our souls happy eternally. How the Bible functions for me is that there's this misconception, it's not a book about rules, it's a book about what Jesus does and what He's doing. And so in it talks to not blessed are the happy or blessed are the most rich people, it's blessed are the meek, blessed are the poor in spirit. And so it's humbling to know that it's a book about human beings that are flawed. So that's the most important thing for me in the Bible. What I love about Blessings is that, I came with you. I started out in Cornerstone doing studies with you, and then I came along to Blessings, and everyone was so welcoming. Everyone, it just feels like a big family, I've never been part of a church before, per se. I never was a member of a church, so being part of Blessings and coming to church regularly on Sundays as a guest, it was nice to have that fellowship and surrounded by people that have that same love for the Lord, and so that's great. I just feel like I'm part of the family.
It's just awesome seeing all the Christians just in our church. It's just seeing God throughout all the congregation. I just want to be part of that and just want to spread the faith with all believers. Following Christ for me, difficult is just throughout the whole world. There is all these temptations that is very easily that can grab you at any time, and I just find that really difficult because I sometimes do fall into that, and I just want to become part and closer to God, so then I know that He is there and to protect me from it and pull me from it so I can stay with Him. What I love about Blessings is that the singing is awesome, that you can just say pretty much, like, you can say stuff and people will be like, well, that's fine because we're all Christians here, and we don't really judge you on no matter what you say, no matter what you do, and we just accept you. Yeah, again, the singing is awesome. Every time the singing comes, it's just I just sing my heart out. It's awesome, praise to God in that way, and man, I just want to be